Biggest news from today was the fact that LaMelo Ball was officially introduced today as a Charlotte Hornet. And although the Hornets tried to keep things maybe a little low-key with his introduction, this was a big deal. There was a big crowd out for him, right?
Yeah, there was. It was interesting because they talked to the media and they said, we're going to invite you over to the Spectrum Center. Do not tell anybody what is going on because, of course, we're in a pandemic. They don't want flocks of people.
Sure.
Yeah, good luck with that. Flocks of people came to the Spectrum Center to see LaMelo. He looked great in the jersey. He's not a guy that says too much, contrary to his father, which is crazy, Carla.
Which we will hear a little later.
We'll hear a little bit later, but let's hear from LaMelo Ball on the first thing he did when he came to Charlotte.
It definitely feel good. I mean, last night had some cookout. That was cool. So whole little state in here feel like a good vibe. I mean, I've been all over the world. All the spots I went to, I feel like I went there and learned something. So I feel like it helped a lot. I mean, I already knew some of the people on the team, so we all cool and stuff. And then the rookies they picked, all the three of us, we already cool and stuff. So yeah, it's cool.
And you know what else is cool? The guests we got on the show tonight from one of the best fan bases you're going to find for the Charlotte Hornets. We got Scotty and Evan from Bring Back the Buzz. Fellas, great to have you. Love those shirts. We're not in Miami, but it's cool. What's going on, gents?
It's going great, man. Thanks for having us. Excited to be a part of it.
Do you want to explain your shirts at all?
Well, the producer, Christian, it's a good friend of ours. We asked him if we could wear whatever we wanted, and he said yes. So wanted to get a nice eye roll out of him when he looked out and saw this.
Those pants are actually blending in with the couch. That's phenomenal.
Actually. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about LaMelo Ball, get your guys' opinion, because obviously going into the draft, it was a little controversial. Some people excited about LaMelo, some others maybe a little questioning on his talent. He's got the intangibles, but what are your guys' thoughts on him?
I think I'm genuinely excited about it. I think I wanted Wiseman initially. I wanted the safe pick, but once we got Ball, I was genuinely excited because if you look at, I mean, no offense to James Borrego and the guys on the roster, Devontae Graham, P.J. Washington, Miles Bridges, I love them all, but there's no spice, pizzazz. It's a little bland, and it's nice to have something that I guess divides the fan base a little bit, gets us talking, gets us excited, gets that crowd outside of the arena that we saw today. It's refreshing, new, and nice to see.
It's the Cam Newton effect.
Cam Newton effect, yes.
The Cam Newton effect. All right, so what about Vernon Carey Jr.? Not so much the Cam Newton effect. He was coming out of high school, dropped to the second round. What do you think about this pick, guys?
Yeah, I was really excited to pick him up. You know, he dropped a lot of weight. You know, he's going to be a good scorer. But, I mean, he you know, lost all that weight. I mean, even yesterday, today in the press conference, I was like, man, he lost even more weight. But I was super thrilled to be able to get him at the 32nd pick because most drafts had him going at the 20th spot. So, you know, I think that's a huge pickup. You know, also another divide in the fan base because it's always Duke and UNC. So a lot of people were upset about it. But again, I will say that I think you knew we were going to go big, and that's a big catch for us.
Sure, and only 1 month away until the Hornets officially take this court. So with all these new players that they've acquired, do you guys feel like this is enough? Do they have enough to have a future this next season?
I really do. I know, I guess this would be the place to give a hot take. I predict put it here. I think the Hornets are making the playoffs next year. I like the development that James Borrego's got going on. You saw the huge, massive step that Devontae Graham took last year. Should have been the most improved player if you look based off of statistics. And P.J. Washington, and we saw the Hornets make a post the other day, statistically putting out numbers we haven't seen since Larry Johnson. With this franchise, I think we are trending in the right direction. And with the state that the East has been in, I think we have a shot. Now, I know people are wanting to leave the West and come to the East now that LeBron's in the West. You see a lot of people trying to go to Brooklyn, but I still think that out of those 8 slots, we can definitely get one now that we're adding some potential star talent like Ball.
Sure. Well, we certainly hope that's the case. That would be pretty exciting for Charlotte fans everywhere.
All right, so let's toss it up now to the moment you've been waiting for. LaVar Ball and me going mano y mano. I'm joined now by the CEO of Big Baller Brand, more importantly, the father of the Hornets' first-round draft pick, LaMelo Ball, Mr. LaVar Ball. This has to be a huge week for you. So how are you and the family feeling right now?
We're feeling the same way we always feel. Great. As soon as I had the boys, I was feeling great, and my spirits never changed.
How do you feel about the fit here in Charlotte?
The fit here in Charlotte, it is what it's supposed to be, man. Greatness recognize greatness.
I like that.
And I'm saying like this. I had two boys being drafted. One by the greatest point guard in the world, and Lonzo's the greatest point guard in the world. They recognize that. Melo is supposed to be like the next GOAT. I told them the youngest was going to be the baddest. And ain't nothing like being under the tutelage of the greatest one ever.
So you know what's coming next, man. Everyone wants to know, famously back in 2017, you said you would work Michael Jordan if you played him one-on-one.
All day. Every day. Big baller one-on-one never lost. I'm telling you, he was a great player 5-on-5. But one-on-one, hey, he need help. And guess what? Ain't no help coming. I'm too fast and too strong. Even to this day, y'all want some action? But listen, if you want something, you're going to have to pay for it this time. Like I said, you fans want to see me and Mike go down, but it's going to cost you if it does. If it does, it's going to be for a huge amount of money. Because I closed the door at 50, and the only way I'll reopen it if me and Michael want to go down and make that pay-per-view.
So will you reach out to him, or have you spoken to him already, whether it's about your son or just about you two playing, either way?
I haven't reached out to Mike yet. Whenever I get down there, man, it's going to be a pleasure to meet the guy, man, but I'm going to give him some insight. If you want to win a championship, get all three of my boys. I don't care how you do it. You guaranteed to get a championship with all three of them. You're on your way with Melo. If you can find a way to get Jello, hey, much love to you. If you get two, you're going to get the third one. And when you get three, I guarantee, and I say it again, I guarantee a championship. And I ain't talking about in no goddamn 10, 15 years. I'm talking about anywhere from 3 to 5 years. My three boys together will play at a certain speed nobody ever played before, and they'll make them sacrifices to win. All I want to talk to Jordan about is about winning and grinning.
Now, you talk about him seeing the greatness in your son. What, first of all, sets him apart from the other brothers, and what does make LaMelo great?
What makes him great, he has two other brothers, and they all cut from the same cloth. All of them was in the same household, so they got the same mind frame. What did I tell them when they was growing up? Not that you're going to be 20 years old and you're going to be a millionaire and all this stuff. I said no. When I had my boys, I told them first thing, you're born to go pro. Second thing is, somebody got to be greater than Michael Jordan. Why not you? So ain't nothing but to chase the GOAT is to be with the GOAT. And I'll break it down for you. If you want a hell of a scorer, you got to get Jello. He the best scorer in the game. Now, if you want somebody to run your team, man, you get Lonzo. But if you want to put people in them seats, that's my people pleaser, which is Melo. Everywhere he's gone, he's sold out all the arenas. Then nothing special come till that boy come there.
How present are you going to be? Because I know a lot of people think, whether it's Lonzo, LaMelo, Jello, will you be around the city? Will we see you around Charlotte a bunch once games start being played?
It's what you call a bunch. I call a bunch 2 times.
Okay.
You might call a bunch 40 times. But I will be there. Why? Because LaMelo Ball is my son. I will be bouncing around for a minute. But the best thing, I don't have to bounce around too long after some years pass by, or sooner than that, when all three of them on the same team, then I can just go once.